I wanted to hop on here and share a brief introduction to my own Lyme journey, what brought me here to the world of holistic Lyme coaching, Zyto scanning, and otherwise helping to empower others in their healing journeys. And I'm going to leave you today with a couple of my top tips for healing in general that guarantee better success when they are applied. So, my journey started over 25 years ago with Lyme disease that I didn't know I had. I went undiagnosed and therefore untreated for many years as a child, and then got really, really sick in my teen years. Was finally diagnosed around the age of 15, 16, over 20 years ago now. And at that time, a very well-meaning physician did try his best to properly treat me for Lyme disease, but back then none of us knew any better or any differently. And I continued to go improperly treated and not well equipped to handle the battle that would be ahead of me as a Lyme warrior dealing with ongoing chronic symptoms for most of my life. But I managed and I functioned well enough. And yet I continued to rack up autoimmune diagnoses and other symptoms throughout my teenage years into my young adult years. I think at one point, if I'm counting correctly, I don't know, because at this point, to me, it really doesn't matter a ton anymore. But at one point, I believe I had racked up at least 7 different rheumatological and autoimmune diagnoses. And I was being worked up for 2 more at the time at which I realized I could do this differently. This wasn't the way my life had to go. I was young, newly married, and just starting my family, pregnant with and soon going to have my oldest daughter out of 4 kids that I've now gone on to have. And I was scared when I realized via the infamous documentary, Under Our Skin, I realized that there was more to my health than what I was being told by traditional medicine. And traditional medicine was only going to be able to help me to a certain degree, if at all. And up until this point, they hadn't helped me much at all. So I kind of ditched everything I was doing and everything I knew in the traditional medicine realm as a nurse in traditional medicine myself. And I took a complete shift into holistic territory. I got proper Lyme literate help from a Lyme literate provider, and I started learning and growing and researching and developing my skills in a broader, more holistic sense to help me, to empower myself. Thankfully, I did have some good team members along the way, my provider included for my Lyme, and other people along the way, functional medicine and chiropractors and other people, my husband too, my family, my good friends who were supportive. I had the team, the community for healing that I needed to take some next steps and make some gains in my health. And over the years, that only got better and better. And I literally only got better and better. Now, all of those 7 rheumatological autoimmune diagnoses don't really apply to me anymore at all. There's about 1 or 2 of them that occasionally pop up in very, very low level amounts, and for the most part, are eliminated. Everything else, I don't have the symptoms of anymore or haven't struggled with now for years. I still work on my healing overall. I still don't technically meet the definitions of remission for Lyme and some of my co-infections, but I'll tell you what, I feel great. I feel like I am generally my healthiest self now, even compared to my young adult and teenage years, for sure. I actually ended up almost bedridden in my teenage years. That's how bad things got. I probably haven't even felt this good since I was about 10, maybe 11 years old, which is so cool to be able to say because I truly never thought I would have this opportunity. I truly never thought I would have a meaningful adult life. I truly never thought I'd have a family. I didn't even know if I would be alive into my late 30s and 40s, which is where I'm quickly headed. And now I'm not only alive, but I'm thriving. And the best part is being able to help others maximize their journey and be empowered on their own healing journey and save time, energy, and money along the way that I wish I could have saved because it took me a little while to get here, longer than it maybe needed to. But that's because I was figuring it out myself as I went, with, of course, the support of great team members along the way as well, as I said. So now I do have a few kids that battle Lyme and co-infections themselves. But thankfully, because of my experiences, they don't have to go through what I did to get help and to heal. And that's been a beautiful thing to see in my own family. And now I offer the same to you. I'm here to help as your mama bear, your buddy, your friend, your health coach helper, whatever you want to call me. I'm here to supply what I've learned and help you make decisions for your next steps. And that leads me actually to one of my biggest points about healing, and that is that baby steps do matter. Baby steps towards your healing goals count. They count for a lot more than you might give them credit for. Not everything about healing is huge gains and huge money and huge time and huge accomplishments. Sometimes it is and can be, and that's also very worthy and very helpful sometimes. But don't underestimate the power of baby steps. Even if your whole healing journey is nothing but baby steps in the right direction, they add up and they amount to significant gains. Because if you don't move forward, even inch by inch, centimeter by centimeter, then you're not moving. And there's nothing worse than not moving forward, and worst of all, moving back, which doesn't have to happen. We can make overall gains, whether it is sometimes 2 steps forward, 1 step back or not, which it can be. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Sometimes healing is harder than we want it to be or expect it to be, but it never has to strip your empowerment from you. It never has to take your hope or peace from you unless you let it. So do not underestimate the power of baby steps. And my second tip, free to you today, do not underestimate the power of your mind and your mindset over your journey. Again, that doesn't take away the hardship that sometimes comes along the way. And sometimes it's in stating it, recognizing it, calling it what it is, that we actually make significant baby steps or big girl steps or big boy steps forward the most. So your mindset is more than just happy positivity all the time. That can turn into a toxic thing if you're not careful. It's partly that, and it's partly recognizing the reality of the situation and kind of rehabilitating your mind and your thought pattern and how you speak to yourself and how you speak about your situation, just as much as it's about rehabilitating your physical self. So I'll leave you with that. Baby steps and mindset. They're where anyone can start and where you can start right now for free today for yourself. And if you need a little boost or help doing that, I've got you. Just reach out to me or check out my links below for more help and encouragement on a free level. Let's get you started being more empowered today so that you are not wasting time, energy, or money another second of your journey. I'm here for you. I've been there and I'm headed there with you to ultimate healing, to all our healing goals being met, and to our best, happiest, healthiest selves. Cheers to